being the ex-wife, even though our family is very connected, was recognizing the importance for caregivers that they have to take care of themselves. And that if they don't put that time into making sure that they're okay, that they then can't.
No one ever imagined that Hollywood's once most admired couple would face such a heartbreaking chapter. At 62, Demi Moore has finally broken her silence on Bruce Willis's tragic diagnosis.
Someone I truly care about. You will always have a special place in my heart. I'm so grateful that you're in my life, in our children's lives, and no matter what, you will always be family.
And what she revealed has left fans stunned and emotional. Despite their divorce years ago, Demi's words prove that the bond they shared goes far beyond marriage. It's something that time, fame, or heartbreak could never erase. With a trembling voice and visible pain in her eyes, Demi opened up about the moment she learned of Bruce's condition and how it changed everything she thought she knew about love and strength. Her confession is not just about a man losing his memories, but about a woman remembering every moment that once defined their lives together. At just 15, Demi's world shattered in the most unthinkable way. A strange man walked into their home, and within moments, her mother made a choice that would scar Demi forever, agreeing to sell her innocence for a handful of cash. That night, the young girl learned a cruel truth. Love can be betrayed, and sometimes the ones meant to protect you are the ones who hurt you most. Shattered and alone, Demi fled from the life she once knew. She had no money, no plan, and no place to call home. Nights were spent on park benches, days filled with odd jobs, anything to survive. Eventually, fate led her to modeling, where her haunting beauty caught attention. Behind those striking eyes lay the pain of 1,000 untold stories. Hollywood noticed. And in what felt like an instant, the lost teenager became a rising star. But the truth was, fame didn't erase the darkness. Beneath the glamorous lights, Demi still carried the scars of her past. In an industry that thrived on illusion, she stood among people who looked perfect, but were hiding their own brokenness. Everyone seemed sure of themselves, everyone except her. She buried her pain in hard work, pushing herself beyond limits, trying to earn the love she had never known. Deep inside, she was still that frightened girl, whispering in the dark, "If I had been good enough, maybe she wouldn't have done it." Then came Freddie Moore, a musician older and more experienced, who told her for the first time, "You deserve love." His words gave her hope, and soon she became Demi Moore, a name the world would come to know. But like so many of her dreams, that marriage was built on fragile ground. Freddie's betrayal broke her heart, leaving her once again searching for meaning. Then, Hollywood gave her a second chance. The film Ghost, in 1990. The story of a woman clinging to a love that transcends death felt almost destined for her. The famous pottery wheel scene, where love and loss merge into one timeless moment, became an icon of cinema. For Demi, it was more than just acting. It was her soul reaching for the kind of love she had always longed for. The film's success was monumental. Overnight, Demi Moore became one of Hollywood's most powerful and admired stars. Beautiful, confident, and fearless. She redefined what it meant to be a woman in Hollywood, demanding equal pay and respect in a male-dominated world. Her eyes, filled with both strength and sadness, became her signature, windows into a heart that had survived too much. Yet behind the glamour, the pain lingered. Fame had given her everything: fortune, admiration, power. Yet she still felt the same emptiness echoing inside. No matter how bright the spotlight, it could never warm the cold places in her heart. Because even at the height of success, Demi Moore remained that same little girl, still searching for the love she was once denied. When Demi Moore met Bruce Willis, it felt like destiny had finally smiled on her. He was everything she'd ever dreamed of: strong, funny, full of life. A man who made her feel safe in a world that had always been uncertain. Their connection was instant, electric. Within months, they were married, and Hollywood couldn't stop talking about them. The press called them the perfect couple. The action hero and the movie goddess, shining brighter together than either ever had alone. For a time, it truly was a dream. They built a beautiful life: 3 daughters, a warm home in Idaho, and laughter that filled every corner. Demi adored Bruce. She loved him with her whole heart. The kind of love that gives and gives until there's nothing left to give. She believed they would last forever. But forever can be cruelly short. Bruce's career took him everywhere. Movie sets, premieres, endless flights. While Demi stayed home, waiting, loving, missing him. Every time he walked away, she felt a familiar ache, a quiet fear that he might never come back. She had known abandonment all her life, and now, even surrounded by family, she began to feel that same emptiness creeping back in. She tried everything to keep the love alive, to hold on to the man she adored, but the harder she tried, the more distant he became. Late at night, she would lie awake beside him, realizing that sometimes the loneliest place in the world is right next to someone who no longer sees you. When their marriage finally ended after 11 years, Demi's heart shattered. She had loved Bruce more than anyone, but love, it seemed, wasn't enough. She walked away quietly, taking their daughters to Idaho, far from the noise of Hollywood, trying to heal the wounds no one could see. In her films, she channeled her pain. In Indecent Proposal, a woman torn between love and sacrifice, and in G.I. Jane, a symbol of unbreakable strength. The world saw power and courage, but beneath it all was a woman who had given her heart completely and been left standing in the silence. Demi Moore loved Bruce Willis deeply, perhaps too deeply, but life doesn't always reward pure love. Sometimes, even the greatest love stories end not because the love is gone, but because the hearts inside them can no longer carry the weight of what once was. Once, he was the man who could survive anything. Explosions, gunfire, and the weight of the world on his shoulders. But today, Bruce Willis is facing a battle that even the toughest action hero cannot win. The man who made us laugh, cheer, and believe in unbreakable strength is now caught in a heartbreaking fight against time and memory. And now, at 62, Demi Moore, his former wife and lifelong friend, has finally broken her silence, revealing the pain, the love, and the truth behind Bruce's tragic diagnosis. For decades, Bruce was the face of unstoppable courage, from Die Hard to Armageddon and The Sixth Sense. But behind the fame, a cruel twist of fate has changed everything. In 2022, his family revealed that Bruce had been diagnosed with aphasia, a condition that affects speech and understanding. The world was stunned. Millions hoped it was something temporary, something the tough guy could fight through. But in 2023, the family shared devastating news. The illness had advanced to frontotemporal dementia, FTD, a rare and merciless brain disorder that slowly takes away not just words, but pieces of the person you once were. For Demi, watching Bruce's decline has been a painful reminder of how fragile life truly is. Though their marriage ended long ago, their bond never did. Together with their daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah, Demi has stood by him, showing the world that love can endure even after heartbreak. Her recent words were filled with emotion, describing how difficult it's been to see the once vibrant man she knew fade into silence. Those who were closest to Bruce say he now lives surrounded by love and peace, thanks to the unwavering care of his wife, Emma Hemming Willis, and the deep support from Demi and their daughters. What was once a Hollywood family divided by fame and distance has now come together, stronger than ever, to help Bruce through the hardest chapter of his life. At 70, Bruce Willis may have stepped away from the spotlight, but his legacy still burns bright. Demi's emotional confession has reminded the world that behind every hero is a human being, one who laughs, loves, and eventually faces the same fragility we all do. And even in silence, Bruce's courage continues to speak louder than any line he ever delivered on screen. Behind the public headlines about Bruce Willis's battle with frontotemporal dementia, something deeply emotional is unfolding within his family, a quiet intervention that could reshape the way he's being cared for. Bruce currently lives in a separate, single-story home, surrounded by professional caregivers who look after him around the clock, while his wife, Emma Hemming Willis, and their 2 young daughters stay nearby in the main house. The arrangement was made out of love and practicality, but according to those close to the family, Demi Moore believes it may not be giving Bruce the kind of comfort he truly needs in these fragile years. Those near to Demi say her intentions go far beyond medical concern. She's heartbroken by what she sees as Bruce's growing sense of isolation. When she once said, "I can't just watch him suffer," she wasn't referring to his illness alone, but to the loneliness she believes surrounds him. Bruce, now 69, receives the best care possible, yet there's something that only family can provide: emotional warmth, familiar voices, the connection of shared memories. Demi visits often, and according to one friend, she's noticed how Bruce's demeanor changes when loved ones are near. His eyes brighten, his face softens, and for a moment, it's as if the man Hollywood once knew, the charming, tough, larger-than-life Bruce Willis, shines through once again. Demi Moore recently opened up about Bruce Willis's current condition, describing him as stable, but emphasizing the importance of connecting with him in the present moment. Her focus isn't on his medical treatment, it's on ensuring his emotional peace and spiritual comfort as he faces this difficult stage of life. For anyone familiar with Demi, her compassion comes as no surprise. Even after their 2000 divorce, she and Bruce remained remarkably close. Their bond was so strong that Bruce invited her as his guest to his 2009 Comedy Central roast. When he later married Emma Hemming the same year, Demi embraced her with open arms. Together, they built a rare kind of harmony, vacationing, celebrating holidays, and raising their blended family with genuine love and respect. Demi has always believed that family isn't about labels but lasting connection, once saying, "We will always be a family, just in a different way." Throughout their lives, Demi Moore and Bruce Willis have shown a rare kind of loyalty, one that goes beyond marriage, fame, or time. Whenever life has tested them, they've been there for each other. When their daughter Tallulah battled addiction, they united as parents to help her heal. When Demi faced health scares, Bruce was right by her side. And now, as Bruce's condition worsens, Demi once again finds herself trying to bring light into a painful situation. According to close insiders, Demi has been quietly observing Bruce's condition for months, watching how professional care affects his spirit. Known for her hands-on nature, she couldn't ignore what she felt might make a difference. In a heartfelt conversation with Bruce's wife, Emma, Demi reportedly said something that surprised everyone. "I want to bring Bruce home. Not to take him from you, but to give him what no medical team can. Constant family love." Her idea was simple yet powerful: to move Bruce to her Idaho ranch, where she, along with their daughters Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah, could create a schedule of round-the-clock care supported by medical professionals. Demi believes that familiar voices and faces bring out a spark in Bruce that no clinical environment can reproduce. Reports suggest that Bruce's current care costs nearly $300,000 to $400,000 a year. But Demi's focus isn't on money. It's on restoring warmth, love, and dignity to his remaining days. For Emma, the decision is agonizing. She's not only caring for Bruce, but also protecting their two young daughters and maintaining stability in a deeply fragile time. As Bruce's legal guardian, she must weigh every change with caution and compassion. Sources say she initially hesitated, fearing disruption in Bruce's routine. But after seeing the joy in his eyes during recent family gatherings, her heart began to soften toward Demi's plan. This isn't about replacing professional care. It's about blending it with something even more essential: love. Demi's idea has sparked important conversations about how families care for loved ones with dementia, showing that true care isn't just about medicine, but about human connection. Despite everything, Demi continues to visit Bruce regularly, supporting Emma and staying close to the family that has remained her emotional anchor for decades. Her recent reflections on finding beauty through loss reveal a woman deeply invested in preserving Bruce's peace and dignity. Whether or not her proposal becomes reality, one truth remains undeniable: the Willis Moore family has redefined what it means to stand together. Divorce, remarriage, and illness have not broken their bond. They've deepened it. Bruce may be losing memories, but he's surrounded by a family that refuses to let him lose love. In the end, that may be the most powerful care anyone could give.